Hey folks, or OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of the Veenax Pogo. This is a pair of in-ear style Bluetooth earphones that sells for about $34 on Amazon. That's an average to fair price, but we've also seen cheaper, especially recently with active noise canceling earphones in about the same price category. So these do have to sound pretty good to justify that price, and we'll talk about that more in the performance section of this review. First, a little bit about the specifications. So this is what the packaging is like. It looks fairly traditional. You can see that it claims to be hi-fi quality Bluetooth earphones with better than average sound, as well as a better bass and a snugger fit. So here we have, again, some basic advertisements. Inside the packaging, there is a hard shell carrying case that contains the actual Pogo, and there's also a quick start guide that documents how to pair it and set it up with your phone or computer. And on the inside, we have the earphones, which we'll take a closer look at in a second. There is the micro USB cable for charging. It takes about 2 hours to completely charge. Afterwards, we get roughly 7 to 8 hours of continuous audio playback on a single charge. Here we have an optional clip for attaching it to a shirt and some spare silicone tips for a more comfortable fit. And that's it. So going back to the design of the Pogo earphones next, first thing that I noticed is that they are magnetic. So you can see it attaches like this in the same style as a necklace. So if you're wearing it around your neck, it stays in place without, it accidentally getting loose or getting lost when you're not actually listening to music and placing them in your ears. The wire here, which also can be adjusted in terms of the length, can be pulled up. And this actually provides a small strap that can be used to fit over the side of your ears to prevent them from falling out. There's a slight angling to the tips themselves, about 120 degrees or 60 degrees, that juts out and prevents them again from falling out too easily. The entire earbud is made out of a soft touch rubber material. This prevents it from getting too many fingerprints and also provides some resistance on the other side that stays in place actually quite well. Overall, the construction is good. It doesn't have too many premium aluminum or metal accents, but it's quite lightweight, and as a result, it fits comfortably even for extended periods of time, and it definitely has a very distinctive look. It's unusual. It's not something that you'll find on most Bluetooth or even regular earphones. The larger size allows it to fit a larger driver, roughly 13 millimeters, and that packs in also a punchier and deeper bass than on most Bluetooth earphones that you'll find for under 40 bucks. So that is going to be the main selling point, the audio quality. The remote here is also larger than on a typical regular pair of earphones. It hides the battery compartment, and there's also oversized keys for playing, pausing the music, and also up and down for the volume. I can long hold on the center key here to enter the pairing mode and to turn the device on. So that's what you would use for the first time to connect it to an Android or to an iPhone or a PC. The side here features a port that covers up the micro USB port for charging the battery of the earphones. So next, let's talk about the sound quality of the Pogo earphones. Again, this is one of the highlights, at least on paper, and in practice, it also doesn't disappoint. Indeed, it packs quite a punch in lower frequencies. So if you're listening to EDM music with a lot of bass drops, with a lot of drum beats, then it comes across very punchy and prominent. So if you're a bass head, you'll really be pleased with these. The connection range of roughly 10 meters or 33 feet is also very stable, and it never had a dropped connection in my testing. At the same time, the audio quality was clean with no distortion or static, so playing and pausing the music, it doesn't have any hissing in between. And at the same time, if you're also watching a film, there's also very little audio latency. So it's pretty much going to play back the sound with the video in real time without any lag in between. So that's quite impressive, again, considering the price and the fact that most wireless earphones in this price tend to struggle a little bit more with films and high action sequences. Otherwise, if you're listening to mids and highs, it also sounds quite clean and quite impressive. So the vocals themselves sound quite natural. It's not a very warm sounding tone. I would say it's closer to being very neutral sounding. So it's quite realistic in that regard. If you're listening to, let's say, a podcast, you'll really be able to hear everything that's being recorded in the studio. If you're listening to an classical orchestral piece, you'll be able to hear all the various instruments and discern it. So it does give you a lot of resolution, a lot of detail to play with, which is rare on Bluetooth earphones in this price category. So it certainly does seem to sound a lot better than some of the other earphones I've tested recently for under 40 bucks. So that's the Veenax Pogo, a solid sounding pair of in-ear Bluetooth earphones. Instead of packing it with more features like ANC, they went for a larger driver for more bass and really focus on the sound and trying to make it as good as possible for this price. Despite the fact that this isn't a brand name, the sound quality here really is quite impressive, especially that bass. So for rock music, for EDM music, it comes across very prominently. Overall, I like the fact that they're going for a very original, distinctive design, even if the size of the unit itself is a little bit bulkier. So for tons of movement and jogging outside, it might not be the best choice in the world, but for listening to music when you are traveling or sitting in one place, it really is a good choice. Battery life is also quite good, and again, it is overall pretty comfortable to wear. So you can check out more details about the Pogo earphones in our official written review, but for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.